Hi guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Friendly Drama Queen, and this is my channel where we talk about Korean dramas. And today I want to make a tier list of videos ranking my favorite, actually they're not all my favorite, but some Korean drama tropes that I've seen. I've been watching Korean dramas for a really long time now, so I think I've pretty much seen like all the tropes. Some of them I love, some of them can go away. And so that's what this video is going to be about. Please subscribe, comment, like if you enjoy this content. It's a great community that we're trying to build over here. Okay, so let me just go over my tier list here and tell you what everything means. Also, just to address this is a fake mic. It's actually my karaoke mic that I use to entertain myself, but I feel like holding something for this. It just adds to this. Okay, so on my tier list over here, at the very bottom we have We Are Tired, because we are tired, or I am tired of this trope. This is like a trope that I never want to see ever again. It's enough to make me not watch a drama, essentially. Right above it we have Sigh, which is just like almost like I give up with this. Like if it happens to be in the drama, I will probably just fast forward the parts. I wouldn't abandon the drama, but like, yeah, we're kind of tired of it as well. Just not as tired as the bottom tier. And then right above it is Not Mad at It. This is almost like indifference. If it's there, it's there. Sometimes it is executed properly, and most of the times it's not though. And that's what that category will be. And then right above it is I Enjoy It, which is, yeah, I just enjoy it. Nothing really special there. And then at the very top, the S tier is Hits Every Time. Like I actively look for dramas with these tropes because that's my little guilty pleasure. So that's what Hits Every Time is gonna be about. All right, so I have 12 tropes. I'm gonna go through them, explain, and then rank them as we do this video. So my first trope here is Amnesia. Amnesia is such a common trope because it's in a lot of Korean dramas, but it's essentially where the male lead or the female lead, very rarely the female lead though, loses their memory after getting into some sort of accident, and then they have to like remember the love that they have. It typically usually happens at the tail end of the drama if they're just trying to add some last minute tension, and this is why I kind of don't like it, because it's like sometimes it feels really forced. Not even sometimes, most of the times it feels very, very forced. In recent memory, they did this trope in Young Lady and Gentleman, and I was not here for it at all. There are times where it's done well, but I feel like the times where it's done well is when the amnesia is built in the initial premise and not like this additional thing that gets slapped on at the last 3-4 episodes. So something like 100 Days of My Prince has amnesia, but it's done well, versus something like Young Lady Gentleman where it just came out of nowhere. So for me, this trope is in the We Are Tired column because, yeah, I'm tired of it, guys. I don't think I want to see another drama with amnesia in it, personally, for me. All right, so that's that. Next trope, we have the contract relationships. I eat this up every single time. So this is usually when the male lead or the female lead have some sort of agreement to be in a fake relationship, fake dating situation. There's so many different ways this can play out. Either their parents are forcing them to get together, like their grandparents are arranging a marriage, like in Princess Hours, or they get into some sort of contract for mutual benefit, like Because It's My First Life. That's a good one as well. There's so many others why they're not coming to mind right now. But for me, yeah, this trope goes straight to the top. It's very rarely that I watch a drama with this trope that I don't really like. Like I can't think of one that has ended super poorly. So yeah, that's that one. Next trope to rank here is the evil mother-in-law or the disapproving mother-in-law. And okay, let me just give you a backstory. So The super mother-in-law is, it usually occurs when the mother of the male lead does not like the female lead, and so she ends up trying to sabotage their relationship. For example, in Boys Over Flowers, when Gunju Pyon's mom was doing the absolute most to keep her son away from Janji. In family dramas or like makjang type dramas, there's usually the scene where she will invite I think it's called the golden hour, the golden spoon, where she'll invite the female lead to a cafe and offer her a wad of cash and tell her to leave her son. If she doesn't, she gets splashed with water or something like that. So yeah, it's very dramatic. It's a very old trope. For me, this trope, I'm not mad at it. Like, if it's there, it's whatever. It's very, very predictable at this point. I love to see dramas now where the mothers or the parents of the leads actually get along and like each other. That's one thing I liked about Playful Kiss, how the mother of the male lead was really into the female lead. So that's just my opinion there. All right, next trope, we have the Noona Romance. This is like older woman, younger man romance. My personal preference here is I don't like this trope at all. I stay clear of dramas with this trope. It feels harsh to put in the we are tired, because it's not that I'm tired of it, I simply don't like it. I don't like it. So I'm just gonna put it in like the side column. And not to say there aren't good ones. Like, if I could think of a Noona Romance that I enjoy that I would recommend, it would be I Hear Your Voice with Lee Jung Suk. That one had a little bit of mystery though to distract me from the romance. But people do like this. Lots of people like this. It's just not my cup of tea. That being said, I think of another show like The King of High School with Seung Gook, which I just really hated the fact that he was in high school and she was like older, like way older. Like, it was kind of icky, but I did finish that drama. And if I could just close my eyes and pretend that he wasn't in high school, it wasn't a bad drama. I hated that was the premise of it all. And yeah, so that's just, it's gonna stay there. I don't think I'm changing my mind on that one. You guys let me know what other Noona Romance that you really like. Do you like Noona Romances, because I'm not sure. I definitely don't. All right, the next trope I'm gonna put on here is the gender bender. So there's so many. Just in the video I did with lighthearted funniest historical dramas, most of them are gender benders. So it typically happens where the girl is dressing up or cross-dressing as a man to be in whatever situation calls for in the drama. My all-time favorite drama, Coffee Prince, is a gender bender. So that really does something for this trope for me, but it doesn't always hit for me. I think it's in the I enjoy it. Because I think of You're Beautiful, I didn't like that drama. I just didn't. Most of the time, gender bender dramas are very funny, and sometimes when I'm looking for lighthearted watches, these are some of the funniest. Like, it has Mr. Queen, Tale of Nokdu, I'm talking about historical ones, and then Coffee Prince for me. Those are like top tier dramas, and they were gender benders, so I'm gonna put in the I enjoy it columns. Next trope I want to rank here is love triangles. So that's how, exactly as it sounds. It's usually, and I'm going to talk specifically about intense love triangles where you're really not sure who she's going to pick at the end. It's a female lead with two equally matched male leads and you're like not sure. So I don't like this trope. I need to know who she's gonna pick, and I need my K-drama rules to hold true. I need to know who she's gonna pick by episode 2, and if I have to keep guessing, I don't want it. So I'm thinking of shows like Reply 1988, which I did watch, I did like, but I don't like the guessing part of who she was gonna be with. I'm thinking of shows like, what else had a Startup, where it was really confusing who the male lead was. Even like The Last Empress, that was a bit confusing. True Beauty, slightly confusing because they were equally matched, I will say. So love triangles for me, I'm not mad at it, but I I kind of want to see that innovated somehow. I don't know. I just want the person I'm rooting for. I just want the couple that I'm rooting for to always end up together. And so if I have to go through a lot where I'm not sure by the end of episode, usually it's episode 2, if I don't know who she's gonna be with in episode 2, that kind of irks me a little bit. Okay, so that's that. Then in the next trope, we have a rich girl, poor guy. This is as it sounds. It's usually like candy female, alpha male. So she's really poor. She has like 6 jobs that she's working. She has an ailing grandparent or a sibling that she needs to look after. She doesn't have time for bullshit. She's always on the go. Then you have the spoiled chaebol rich guy who just, he has money. He's arrogant. And he's rude and mean to her. And then she has to teach him the value of being a human being. That's that trope. I like this trope. I like this trope. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, did I just describe like a billion Korean dramas with that trope? There's like so many dramas with this trope. And each time I do click on it when if it has this trope, I am interested. That's not to say it's always done super well. Obviously, the most blatant example of this is like Boys Over Flowers. That is a very blatant example of candy alpha male. The Heirs, which is also Lee Min-ho drama. I'm just looking at my list here for other dramas that could fall under this category. Ooh, I guess I don't have it on here. But yeah, so those two are pretty. That should cover a rich guy, poor girl as a trope. I'm trying to think of any other. Okay, I can't think of any other. If you can think of any other, let me know. And I watched so many. I'm so mad. I'm gonna edit this and be like, damn it. That's fine. All right, next trope I'm gonna put up here is the reverse harem trope. So this is usually the opposite of a harem trope where you have one singular female lead and she's surrounded by a lot of guys. They're usually very attractive, good-looking guys, and she has her pick of the litter. So usually she's not like a queen bee. She's not like super popular. They usually try to make her like either some sort of tomboy or just someone that wouldn't traditionally attract a lot of attention, and then they put her in this situation. There's a lot of dramas like this. I can think of the 4 Kings in Cinderella. I think that was called something about 4 Knights in Cinderella. That one. There is, I guess Boys Over Flowers could be considered a little bit of a reverse harem. There's the Flower Boy Ramen shop. How I feel about this trope? I don't love it. It doesn't really do it for me. In fact, the 3 dramas I just listed, I listed 2. I'm gonna add Hwarang to that drama. We'll go Aram, Park Seo-joon. These are just like not my favorite dramas usually. I just find it a bit distracting when there's like more than one eye candy to focus on. Like not eye candy, but like male lead that I'm supposed to root for. And I just don't really. It has a little bit of pick-me energy. Like usually the way the female characters in these dramas with the specific trope is characterized, like I never really relate to them. I find them slightly unlikable, so maybe that's why I don't like this trope as much. But I don't know. Yeah, to each their own. For me, this is going to be in the Psy category. I'll check it out, but not really willingly. Okay, so next trope we have enemies to lovers. I love enemies to lovers. Yeah, I'm obsessed. This one, let me just go right here and put it to hits every time. I love it. The more they hate each other, the better at the beginning. I like this because it's usually tied with slow burn type romances, which I love. I love a good slow burn. I'm not saying boring. Like, don't mistake slow burn. Don't mistake slow burn with boring. I'm talking about something that is well fleshed out, where you understand how they transition from hating each other to loving each other. Like for me, a really good example of this is King Two Hearts with Seung-gi. And I can't remember the female's actress name, but this is, if you like Crash Landing on You, you actually like that drama. But I loved it. I love that drama so much because they really, really hated each other. And I could see them slowly pave their way into liking each other. I even have a video on this that covers like some 2022 enemies to lovers tropes. I kind of find it hard because 2022 last year didn't have a lot of this trope. So, you know, I was in a gutter there. I hope 2023 will have a couple more. Next trope, we have friends to lovers. Friends to lovers is how it sounds. It's usually like, you know, they grew up together, they eventually realize their feelings for each other at some point, and then they transition into romance. This is a very, very popular trope, not even just in Korean dramas, but even like just like Western. I think this is the most popular romance Western trope. Because I guess it's relatable if you have a friend that like you're crushing on or something. To me, it's like absolutely not. Absolutely not relatable at all.
Okay.
To me, friends to lovers is in the not mad at it category. I'm not mad at it. Sometimes it is done really well. I think of dramas like Fight for My Way, which I had a bunch of mixed reviews, but I did enjoy that drama, I will say. Bubblegum with Lee Dong-wook was also pretty good. The Reply series is usually like a friends to lovers situation, and that's like a popular series. So I think I just don't enjoy it because I don't want it really to happen to me. Not that I want an enemies to lovers to happen to me either, or do I? No, I don't. I do not. I don't. No. But yeah, it's just not a trope that I think is really done. It's like overdone. Like I want something different, you know? Give me something different. So that's why it's there. Next, we have past connection. Past connection, let's talk about past connection. So like you're watching a Korean drama and either it starts out you already knowing as a viewer that they met as children, like they had a childhood connection in the past, or you find out later on, like in Her Private Life or Why Secretary Kim. And I'm finding this is kind of a bit of a forced trope that you can kind of take this element out of a lot of Korean dramas and the dramas would still hold up. I'm not really quite sure why it's there other than to reinforce that the main couple are fated, because we need to believe that they were meant to be, like this is destiny. I think I always just sigh at this trope. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like predictable almost, you know? If they don't have a past connection, then like, is this really a K-drama, you know? So I'm not, yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. And then finally we have Truck of Doom. Truck of Doom is usually white, usually comes out of nowhere, and it's usually at the very last minute to cause harm to our character. Like when you want to either induce an amnesia type plot, or you want to create some sort of tension to make the female lead realize her love for the male lead. This is even used sometimes not in romance dramas, but it's such a predictable trope at this point that if you're watching a drama and you see a white truck in the background, someone's about to get hit, someone's about to die, just know. Not die, but get hurt. So it's almost funny to me at this point when I see it. So I'm gonna put it in the sigh category because it's just like I'm just gonna go, here we go again. I don't hate it, but like, can we make the truck like red or something? It's how I feel. So yeah, that's like all 12 of the tropes ranked. Let me know. I want to hear from you guys in the comment. There are other tropes. I think I want to do another video where I'm talking even more granular. I'm talking about things like second lead syndrome, back hugs, forced wrist to grab, the forced kiss, all that kind of stuff, and rank those. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what I want to do. So if you like this video, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think about these tropes, any tropes that I'm missing that you want me to discuss. And as always, it's always great to hear from you guys. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Spread love, spread kindness, and catch you in the next video. Bye!